Hello everybody, and welcome to yet another wonderful session on your favorite YouTube channel, Bhanzu. And today we are in the final session of my very favorite chapter, which is fractions and decimals part 3. So, part 1 and part 2, we have learned about fractions and decimals, multiplication and division, and also decimal multiplication. So today we're going to do something really important where a lot of students actually face a problem, which is division of decimals. So if you are also someone who thinks ki ha ma'am, division of decimals is too a little tough to understand, do hit the like button. I would want to know. Also, by the end of the session you will find the same easy peasy. All right, so let us get started with this session. Welcome to everybody to Bhanzu. This is your educator Haripriya. Do not forget to share this video with at least one BFF, your best friend forever, at least one of your BFF right now. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and also hit the bell icon, because whenever we post any videos, and let me tell you, we post videos every day, Monday to Sunday, and Sunday a very interesting video comes in. And we also post very interesting YT shots. We are doing the challenge 365 days of mathematics, so do check out our YT shots as well. So let's get started with the chapter fractions and decimals. What are we going to do in today's class? So we're going to talk about division of decimals by powers of 10. Remember, in session number 2, I have mentioned about what exactly do I mean by powers of 10. 10, 10 to the power 2, which is 100, 10 to the power 3, which is 1000, and so on. Then we'll be talking about division of a decimal number by a whole number. And then we'll talk about division of a decimal number by another decimal number. Alright, so starting off with the first topic, division of a decimal by 10, 100, yeah, 1000. So remember how when we multiplied with the powers of 10, I told you to remember MR, which says multiplication towards the right side. So when you're doing division, where do we move? We are moving towards the left side. So division towards the left. DL. Delhi ka code hai na, DL. Remember like that. MR is Mr. Multiplication, you move the decimal towards right. Division, you move the decimal towards left, depending upon the number of zeros. What do I mean by that? For example, if I take 27.9 by 10. So how many zeros are there? 1 zero. So we will move our decimal point 1 digit towards the left side. So it's going to become 2.76. Now here you have 27.9 by 100. You have 2 zeros in the denominator. So what do? We jump 2 digits and place our decimal point. So it's going to become 0.279. Now here you have 27.9 by 1000. How many zeros do we have? We have 3 zeros. So we have to move 3 digits towards the left side. But yahan pe we only have 2 digits. So who is going to be our hero? Our 0 is going to be our hero. So we put a 0 and then we place a point. So it's going to become 0.0279. Alright, so please remember, whenever we are moving the decimal, whenever we are dividing a decimal number with the powers of 10, like 10, 100, 1000 and so on, we move the decimal point towards the left side. Let's quickly solve few questions. Now here you have 235.4 divided by 10. There's only 1 zero. So we will move 1 decimal towards the left side. So it's going to become 23.54. Now here 235.4 by 100. So we will move 1 digits, 2 digits, because there are 2 zeros here. So it's 2.354. Now you let me know in the comment section what would be the answer for this one. Alright, so these two have done. This is going to be your homework. Do let me know what is the answer for that in the comment section. Now the next procedure is, how do we divide a decimal number by a whole number? Very easy. First, what you have to do is divide the decimal number as a whole number. So don't divide 12.96 as a decimal number, divide it as a whole number. So 12, 9, 6. 3s are 12, 0, you pull down your 9, 2s are 8, 1, you pull down your 16, so it will become 16, 4s 16, and the remainder is 0. So how we do our normal division? Proceed the same way. Now what you have to do? Count the digits to the right of the decimal. So to the right side of the decimal, how many digits are there? We have 2 digits. So put the decimal in the quotient by counting the same number of digits from the rightmost. So this is the rightmost and this is the left. So from the rightmost, you'll have to leave 2 digits and place your dots, because you have 2 digits after the decimal point. If you have 3 digits, then count 3 digits from the right and place your point. If there's only 1 digit, then count just 1 digit from the right side and place your point. Let me quickly explain this again to all of you. Whenever you are dividing a decimal number by a whole number, don't take this to be a decimal number. For example, here you're taking 12.96, which is actually a decimal number. So when you are dividing that with a whole number, take it as a whole number only. 1296, that's it, 1296, take it as a whole number and then do the normal division that we have. So when you divide them here, 0, 9, so 2s are 8, 1, pull down your 16, 4. Hai na? So now what happened? The quotient that you're getting is 324. Now what you have to do is, you count the number of digits that are there to the right side of the decimal point. Where is the decimal point? Here. So to the right side of the decimal point, how many digits are there? 2 digits. Hai na? So now in the quotient, that is 324, from the right side you leave 2 digits and place your dots. That's it. So it is 3.24. Alright, let us solve a question here. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's actually no. So this is going to be 9.371 divided by 5. So what do we do here? We're going to divide as if it's not a decimal. Please excuse my handwriting today. 5 into 1 is 5. 9 minus 5 will give you 4. You bring down your 3. Actually, give me a minute. I will take a little more. 9.371 divided by 5. So I need this space here. 9371. 9 into 2 is going to give you 10, which is greater than 9. So 5 into 1 will give you 5. 9 minus 5 will give you 4. You pull down your 3. 8 5s are 40. The remainder is 3. You pull down your 7. Now, what is that you have? 7 5s are 35. 7 minus 5 is 2. You pull down your 1. And what is going to happen here? You will be having 5 4s are 20 and you have the remainder as 1. Now either you can leave it here, or if you want to do it further, you can leave it here also. It's totally fine. Let's do one thing. Let's take this to be 0. Alright, to make our lives easier. But I'll give you another example, so don't worry. So here you are getting the answer as 1874. Now how many digits are there after the decimal point? We have 3 digits after the decimal point. So leave 1 digit, 2 digit, 3 digit and a point. So it's 1.874. Alright. Now here you have, somehow this number is missing. Anyways, suppose you have 49.12. Alright. Divided by 4. So what do? We have to divide it as 4912. 1, 4, 0. You bring down your 9. 2s are 8. 1. You bring down your 1. Again 8. 3, 2. All right. So here, I just don't have space here, so I'm going to continue here. So yeah, what happened here? What is that we did? We are bringing down all the numbers. Now in the previous case, we had a reminder as 1. Sometimes you might get reminders which is not 0, but it's okay. We will be talking about what to do when you don't get a reminder as 0 in the further this thing. Alright. Now here you have 71.25 divided by 3. Now what do we do here? Again, we're going to divide the number as 7125 and proceed till we get the remainder as 0. Hopefully we're getting the remainder as 0 here. If not, what to do is what we are going to do in our next segment, where we will be dealing with how to divide a decimal number by another decimal number. Alright? Let's get started here. So when you are dividing two decimal numbers, the first thing that you have to do is make your denominator a whole number. What is the first thing you have to do? You have to make your denominator a whole number. Just give me a minute here. Alright. Okay. You have to make it a whole number. How? Now 42.8 divided by 0.02. So now if I multiply this with 100, my 0.02 will just become 2. Multiplication with powers of 10, we move the numbers towards the right side, 2 digits, because 100 has 2 zeros. So the denominator is going to turn into a whole number. Now, but then since you have divided with 100, I will have to, you have multiplied the denominator with 100. I'll have to multiply the numerator also with 100. So how many digits I have to move? 1, 2. So it's going to become 4280.0, which is nothing but 4280 divided by 2, like a normal division. Alright, so whenever you have a decimal number as your denominator, first thing first, change it into a whole number. So here you have 4.48 divided by 1.6. So what do? We multiply the numerator and denominator with 10. Why 10? Because that is the only number which is making the denominator as a whole number, right? You can say, ma'am, you can multiply with 100 also. No, that is also fine. Yes, you can multiply with 100 also. But it is giving you a pretty big number which we do not want. We don't want to divide by 160, right? So that is why I have multiplied with 10, so that you would be getting 44.8 divided by 16. And then the normal division. Now there's a small trick, point that you have to remember. 16 zeros are 0, 4, and then 4 comes down. 16 twos are 32, and then the remainder is 12. You're bringing down a number after the decimal point. Carefully notice here. See, I'll divide it for you here. 44.80. 16 into 2 is going to become 32. Alright. So now here 12. Now the remainder is 12, but you still have a number there, right? After the decimal point, you will have to bring down that number. So it will become 8. But you are bringing down a number after the decimal point. So immediately keep a decimal point in the quotient. Now here you have 16 into 8, 128, leaving the remainder 0. So the answer is 2.8. Whenever you are dividing a decimal number by another decimal number, make sure that the denominator is always into a smaller version of its whole number. Now, for example, 0.0216 divided by 0.8. So, what number should I multiply? 10. So since I multiplied the denominator with 10, I'll multiply the numerator also with 10. So here you will be having 0. Now there's only one digit I'll have to move towards the right. So it will 216 by 8. Understood? So this is how we will do, and now it's the usual way. So now what do? We'll go with division. 0.216. 8 zeros are 0. 0 is the remainder. You're pulling down a number after the decimal point, so immediately keep a decimal point. Again, 8 into 0 will give you 0. And then you're pulling down your 1. 8 threes are greater than 21, right? 8 twos are 16. Alright, so what is that you have here? 5, which is our reminder, and you're bringing down your 6. Alright, so please remember, whenever you are dividing two numbers, whenever you see that there is a decimal in the denominator, the first thing that you will have to check for is, make sure that you're making the decimal into a whole number. Alright, just give me a minute here. Okay, the first thing is make the denominator into a whole number and then move forward. And now after that also you will still have your decimal point in the numerator. So whenever you're bringing down a number after the decimal point, you just have to immediately keep a decimal point here. Now here you have 8 sevens of 56 and the remainder is 0. So the answer is 0.027. Alright. Please remember, whenever you have questions like this, the first thing that you will be doing, I'm so sorry, there has to be 5. 0.465 by 0.3. Now what is the first thing that you will be doing? Multiply by 10 so that our denominator becomes a whole number. And then you divide. 4.65, 3 into 1 is 3, 1. Now what is that you're doing? You're bringing down a number after the decimal point, so immediately keep a decimal point here. 3 into 5 is 15, 1. And then again what is that we'll have to do? Again bring down the decimal point. So please remember, the procedure is the same for all of them. Whenever you have a decimal in the denominator, convert that into a whole number and then it will just become division of decimal by a whole number. Now what is that you have to remember here? Iterating it again. You will have to bring down, whenever you bring down the number after the decimal point, immediately keep a decimal point. So here you have 3 into 5 is 15 and 0. So the final answer is 1.55. Alright, one more question. Now here, I want you guys to pause this video if you understood all of this exactly and step by step. Pause the video right now and then try solving this, and then you can play the video again. I will be telling you the solution. Alright, chalo. Alright, so 1.24 divided by 0.8. So what do we do here? We multiply by 10. Why? Because in the denominator, we only have one digit after the decimal point and we have to remove that and make it a whole number. So this will become 8. Now here you'll have to move towards the right side, one digit. So 12.4. Alright. And then goes the normal division, 12.4. So what is that you have here? Just normal division. 8 into 1 will give you 8. And then 4. Now you're bringing down a number after the decimal point. So immediately keep a decimal point here. 8 fives are 40. And you again have a denominator 4. Now what do we do? Now what do we do is, I can write my 12.4 as 12.400 also. I told you in the beginning the values are not going to change. 12.4 is the same as 12.400. So now I have another digit to pull down. So I'm going to bring down my 0. 8 fives again are 40 and now you get a 0. Alright, so we have learned something new. The first thing you have to do whenever you are dividing decimals is make sure that the decimal denominator, the denominator here is not a decimal, it's a whole number. So how do you convert that into a whole number? By either multiplying it with 10 or 100, 1000 and so on. Now once that is done and when you are dividing, the second point you have to remember here is, whenever you are bringing down a number which is there after the decimal point, immediately keep a decimal point here. Alright. Number 3. If at all you don't get a 0 as the denominator, which happened here, you got the number 4 as the denominator. So you can just add zeros at the end and pull down the zeros to further divide till 3 decimal places. Alright, so these are the 3 things that we have learned. Now, let's solve a word problem. Each side of a regular polygon is 2.5 centimeters in length. The perimeter is 12.5 centimeters. How many sides does the polygon have? Now, what is the definition of a perimeter? It is nothing but the total length of the boundary. Now, if I add all the number of sides. Suppose it has n number of sides. So, it will become 2.5 multiplied with n. Alright. So, now when I add, that's nothing but that. No, suppose so its perimeter is nothing but 2.5 plus 2.5 plus 2.5 plus 2.5 plus 2.5 and so on to n times, where n is the number of sides. Now, this is equals to 12.5. This is equal to 12.5. So, what is that we have? It's repeated addition. So, we can just take it as 2.5 multiplied with n, which is equal to the perimeter. So, the number of sides will be 12.5 by 2.5. Now, 2.5 somehow I have to make it as a whole number. So, I'll multiply the numerator and denominator with 10. And voila, you're also getting the numerator as a whole number. And then you can directly divide, and the answer here, is going to be n is equals to 5. So the polygon is of 5 sides. You let me know in the comment section, what do you call a polygon with 5 sides? Alright. And now we will be talking about dividing a whole number by a decimal number. So when you divide a whole number by a decimal, just convert the denominator into the whole number. Suppose you have 75 by 0.25. Same procedure, guys. Whenever you have a decimal in the denominator, just multiply it with powers of 10 to make it into a whole number. And that's it. Your problems are solved. That's all. That's all you have to do. Right? You just add more zeros to it. So, it's basically 7500 divided by 25. Job is easy. Life is easy. Now, 18 divided by 12.2. Sorry, 1.2. So, what is that we will be doing here? 18 divided by 1.2. So, I'll multiply by 10. Why am I doing that? Because I want to remove this decimal in the denominator. So, I'll multiply by 10 in the numerator also. 180 by 12. And then normal division we are going to do. 180. So, 12 into 1. 8 minus 2 is giving you 6. 12 5s are 60. And there you go. The answer here is 50. Alright. Now, so there we go. The answer is 50. Now, 42 divided by 0.6. So, what do? We multiply by 10 on numerator and denominator. So, here you have 420 by 6. Again, we're going to go with the normal division. Now, here what do? 1008 divided by 1.2. Same story. Whenever you have a decimal in the denominator, just convert that into a whole number by multiplying it with powers of 10 and then proceed with the normal division. Alright, so I hope this class was super helpful for you and made the entire concept of division of decimals easy peasy. In the next class, we're going to start off with a brand new chapter, which is data handling. And we will be talking about the introduction to data handling, arithmetic mean, mode, range, and median. Data handling is something that you've already done in your grade 6th, but we will be doing it in a much different way, much deeper way. So stay tuned for that. Do not forget to like this video, share this video with at least one friend of yours, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Alright, so I'm going to see you again in the next class. Until then, bye-bye.